And let's get right to the three things you need to know as the clock hits 9 a.m. Let's take a look at futures sliding today after another tough session on Wall Street yesterday. Investors fretting that the new year might bring a recession. We've got the gloomy outlook ahead.
And optimism out of China, the country dropping many of its quarantine and testing requirements despite COVID-19 cases still continuing to rise. We've got the latest on that front as well.
It's even darker before the dawn. More gloom and doom for 2023. Morgan Stanley economist Seth Carpenter joins us with his outlook for what is expected to be a tough year for the markets.
So we begin today with our top story. Sentiment is low on Wall Street for another down day here, and after another down day rather. The S&P 500, you saw the worst sell-off in a month, reversing the rally that followed Fed Chair Powell's comments on smaller interest rate hikes. Oil also hit its lowest level since last December, with WTI erasing all of this year's gains. And it just continues to come out, not just in the sentiment and how the markets are reacting, but also what they're reacting to. And we've got even more commentary from CEOs, and some of that still echoes what we had heard on earnings calls. We remember just a month back, or at least at this point, about 2 months ago, where Jamie Dimon of JP Morgan had said on their earnings call that this is an environment that is odd. You've got consumer spending that is still very strong, and that was showing up in their numbers. However, you're still seeing this predictability of a recession, and how mild that recession is what the market continues to latch onto and what that looks like. And he's saying that this is probably going to happen, or at least back then said it may happen in the first quarter of next year. But the severity of that recession, we're getting even more commentary around too.
Right, Brad. I think this is the CEO sell-off that we're seeing this week. And I think you have the likes of Brian Moynihan, you have Jamie Dimon, you had Doug McMillon, you had a lot of CEOs out there yesterday presenting at conferences, doing interviews, I think setting investors up for what they might see when fourth quarter earnings reported and things are guided to in early January and later January, that maybe they're not as good as the market was pricing in about a month ago. And already we're starting to see the likes of, I believe it was Bank of America, Julie, missed on their net interest margin. They pointed